AM 560. The Answer.
It's a far cry, Teddy, from Pope Julius II. You know what his big claim to fame was? He was the warrior pope, and he was on the front lines, sword and armor, slaying the dragon. Cecil, parts unknown.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Cecil.
Hey, I hope you all are doing well. I just happened to go to a prominent grocery chain in our area.
All right.
And there's, I like eating tropical food, like fruit.
Wonderful. Sure.
Especially. Yeah, and I was born into it, so I purchased some. And then I came to the counter. There's a very young ladies, okay, but I hope they are not below 16. And the real problem is that there was one older lady who spoke English, and she's taking care of 6 or 7 counters, going back and forth and translating, and none of them spoke English. So I am a little concerned here. Do you know any place where I could go and file a report, official report?
I don't know. If you're worried about what, that the kids were in trouble and they were being trafficked?
Well, the kids are being trafficked. I think. Yeah.
Well, we're going to put you on hold. We'll have Honey Bunny give you the number for ICE and Department of Homeland Security. We solve problems here. Carrie, Crown Point.
Shaun, I find it very ironic that Spain won't let us fly over their country to help people living under a dictatorship, but Spain, they had General Franco's army taken from North Africa. The Nazis flew them over so that they could control Spain, and I find it
the story that
ironic.
you're referring to, I had on the board yesterday. I want to play it so people know.
Spain has closed its airspace to US planes involved in attacks on Iran, in addition to not allowing them to use the Moron and Rota military bases.
So immediately what happens today, as far as I'm concerned, is all foreign policy, all loan guarantees, all bills are called due immediately. Embargoes are set and trade is stopped. Embargo! Master Blaster, Glenn, Orlando.
Yeah, Shaun, a couple things. You know, the Christians in Nigeria were massacred on Palm Sundays, you know.
I played it yesterday.
And no response from Rome or any other hierarchies in the Christian church. And by the way, the American Revolution, weren't they fighting the resistance of tyranny based on the Bible and the Bible precedent? Weren't they fighting against injustice?
I think it's time to audit the Vatican Bank between these last 2 communist popes and this Southside moron. It's time. Show me the numbers, swindler. Trillions of dollars in assets. Trillions. Since back when the Pope was a warrior. That's what people don't want to talk about. And not a word did the pontiff say about the Christians slaughtered in Nigeria. We played the clip yesterday.
In Kabul, they just murdered over 10 people. Innocent Christians. On Palm Sunday.
No, but the Pope wanted to talk about Hexeth, telling the American military made up of 70%, 7 out of 10. Well, he's a Southside Pope. Maybe he doesn't do math. 7 out of 10 are Christians. They could pray to their God anytime they want. Pope.
He was obsessed with being woke. He was obsessed with adding his 2 cents. He loved climate change, the climate Armageddon. I just wonder, is this another Pope Francis 2.0?
Yeah, well, the Pope is cherry-picking a little bit from the Bible. The passage he quotes is God talking to Israel, where God tells Israel, even though you make many prayers, I won't listen. You've got blood on your hands. He's talking to them about the fact they're doing a whole lot of things that they ought not be doing.
Swindlers and thieves. It's time to audit. Audit! That'll shut everybody up. When it comes to starting to get an idea of who exactly is making up so many of these abuses, so much of this ridiculous money that's stolen. I mean, it's not millions. It's not even hundreds of millions. It's billions and billions and billions. I can't help but notice, man, they seem to get away with it.
What makes you so emotional as a mother, seeing that those kids are just out by themselves?
Seeing the kids all by themselves. It's supposed to be a licensed daycare, and there's no adult anywhere. What is going on?
And the crazy thing is, California allocates $6 billion to childcare and daycare facilities just like these.
And how do they get away with all of this? Simple. You get a bag man, Sacagawea, and you wet everybody's beak.
Prosecutors are now investigating whether a New York City council member and her sister, an aide to Governor Kathy Hochul, accepted bribes or kickbacks.
Elijah Westbrook joins us live from Lower Manhattan with more on this developing story. Elijah.
Now, Kathy Hochul wanted to expand all these social safety nets, preschool, daycare, Gatzon See, and what you do is you get a couple of your staffers, and they set up their sisters and their brothers, and the money flows.
Well, as you mentioned, Cindy and Chris, this is a developing story with potential political fallout involving two sisters with major roles in New York government. So here's what we know this hour. We have learned that federal prosecutors are investigating New York City Council member Farrah Lewis and her sister Debbie Lewis. According to the Associated Press, investigators are looking into whether the two accepted bribes or kickbacks tied to city funding for a migrant shelter provider.
Oh, do Chicago next, please. They're used to getting away with it. 100 years of mafia control.